Your Holiness, thank you so much again to find the time to speak with Newsweek today. As a first question, I would like to ask if you can explain to us who are the Ahmadi Muslims and why they differ from other branches of Islam.
You see, Ahmadiyya is one of the sects in Islam, and there are almost 72 sects in Islam, or rather 73, including Ahmadiyya. It was prophesied by the Prophet of Islam that in the latter days, people will forget the true teachings of Islam. They will not be practicing Muslim, although Quran will remain in this intact, in the same shape, but it will be misconstrued by so-called scholars. And at that time, a person will appear whose title will be Messiah and Mahdi, the Guided One, and who will revive the Islamic teachings, the original Islamic teachings. We believe that that person has come in the person of Mirza Ahmad of Qadian, the founder of the Ahmadiyya community. And he is that Messiah and Mahdi whose advent was foretold by the Prophet of Islam 1,400 years ago, right? So this is how the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, the Ahmadiyya community, was formed. Other Muslims believe that the person will come, as it is a saying of the Prophet of Islam, that the person will come in the later days. But they think that the Mahdi is a different man. He will appear from among Muslims. And Messiah, Jesus Christ, will descend from heaven. And they will both join hands and reform the world. So we say no. We believe, and Quran categorically explains it, that Jesus Christ, it appeared that he has died, but later on, after having had some treatment, he survived and he traveled to the eastern part of the world, and that is, we believe, that is in Kashmir. So, and no person can remain alive for 2,000 years. When the Holy Prophet of Islam Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that Messiah will come, he meant that a person will come on the same, with the same teaching and footsteps as the Messiah of Moses came. And during his time, religious wars will end. There will not be any need of religious wars, because the permission of religious wars is given only when the opponent is trying to finish the religion or attacking your religion. They intend to erase the Islamic teaching or the religion of Islam from the face of the earth. So it is not happening nowadays in this way. Only those who are against Islam, they are preaching against Islam. So the founder of the Ahmadiyya community said that since the Holy Prophet of Islam had said it categorically in one of his saying that the religious war will come to end in the latter days, so now anyone who does jihad in the name of religion will lose. And the true jihad is now, as it is the literary meaning of the jihad, is that struggle, strife. So the true jihad is that now you try to reform your inner self and become a true Muslim through the teachings of Islam. And secondly, you do preaching with arguments, as the opponents of Islam are doing. Christians are doing, other religions are doing, preaching. So we should also preach and tell the people the true teaching of Islam. This is how we can bring the people into the fold of Islam. So this is our belief, and this is why the Ahmadiyya community was formed. and established.
Thank you.
Then-
There are several reports documenting how the Ahmadi Muslims have been and are still persecuted in parts of the world. Why do you think this is happening, and what can we do to stop it?
You see, as I have already said, the one difference is in belief. We believe that the person who was foretold by the Holy Prophet of Islam has come. It was a metaphor. It did not mean that Jesus himself will descend from the heaven. Other Muslims say that you believe that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian is a prophet, and no prophet can come after the Holy Prophet of Islam, since he is the seal of prophets. Now, the title of prophethood has now been stopped by Allah, they say. We say we cannot refuse to accept any attribute of Allah. All the attributes of Allah can never be finished. So, he has the power to send the prophets. But what we believe is that the seal of the prophet means that a subordinate prophet can come who will revive the true teachings of Islam. And the title has been given to him by Allah and even the Holy Prophet himself. In one of his sayings, he has 4 times mentioned that the person who is supposed to come in the latter days will come with the title of prophethood. They say now, since you say this is a prophet, the founder of the Ahmadiyya community is a prophet, and the Holy Prophet says, I am the last of the prophets, and seal of the prophets, so it means you do not believe in his finality of prophethood. And therefore, you are not Muslims. That is the main reason. But we say that even if you say that Jesus Christ will come from the heaven, he also had the title of prophethood. He was a prophet of Allah. That is what we believe. That is what Quran mentioned. So when he comes, that means he will come with the same title. And if you say that he is going to come here in the latter days, that he is also going to break the seal of the prophet. But then he will be the last prophet. So this is, they do not want to understand. Actually, it is because of the personal grudges and vested interests of the so-called scholars and mullahs and extremists. Otherwise, logically, they don't have any argument. In short, you can say that we believe that the founder of the Ahmadiyya movement is a prophet, but a subordinate prophet who has come under the umbrella of the Holy Prophet of Islam, without any new law, without any new book, without anything else apart from the true teaching of the Quran and the Holy Prophet. And they say, no, whatever it is, we cannot believe that any person can come again with the title of prophethood. So this is the reason. This is why they are against us. This is why they are persecuting us. And this is the main issue nowadays in Pakistan. And the main issue nowadays is that Ahmadis believe that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, founder of the Ahmadiyya community, is a prophet. That means they believe that the Holy Prophet of Islam was not the seal of the prophets. According to them, they are undermining the status of the Holy Prophet of Islam. This is why they are liable to be killed. They are liable to be persecuted. And this is what is happening.
Thank you. Now I would like to talk about a little bit about your role. What does it mean to be a caliph, and what are your tasks for the community?
The caliph means successor, right? Successor of the founder of the Ahmadiyya community. This is why the title is Khalifatul Masih, the successor of the Messiah of Islam, right? And the role is the same for which the founder of the Ahmadiyya community was sent. that is with the title of Messiah and Mahdi. He says, with this title, I have come to reform Muslims and teach them the true teaching of Islam and to preach the true teaching of Islam to other religions and other people of the world. In short, he says, I have come for two main purposes. One, to bring humanity closer to their Creator. Second, to make the humankind realize the responsibility towards their fellow beings. And this is the two main purposes. And the same purposes of the Khalifa and successor. And that is what I have been doing, I am trying to do. And this is what our community is doing all across the world. To make the people realize their duty towards their Creator, to make the people realize their duty towards their fellow being.
And what are the main challenges that you encounter covering this role?
Now, see, the world is materialistic, and especially in the developed world. You are just indifferent about religion. You don't bother whether you are a Christian, or you are a Jew, or Buddhist, or even the percentage of atheists has increased than any of the follower of the religion. So, even religious following is decreasing in the Western world and the developed world. So the main challenge is that just make the people realize their duty towards their Creator, to realize that there is one Creator, all living God, who is a provider and sustainer of human being and everything we can see in this world or even any other world which we cannot see.
But what do you think is happening that so many people feel more and more detached from religion, whatever religion it is?
Because, you see, one thing is that so-called scholars, religious scholars, are not practicing scholars. Every now and then, even among Muslims, mullahs, among Christian priests, there are scandals coming up. And then the people have become more materialistic. Now the lust or the charm of the world is more attractive to them than to realize their duty towards their Creator. This is the main reason, right? So this is why we first say that you must accept that there is one God who is the Creator, who is a provider and sustainer. This is why in the very, very first chapter of the Holy Quran, it starts from the verse that Allah is the provider and sustainer of all the worlds. Right? No matter whether you are a Muslim, you are a Jew, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, or even if you do not hold any religion, Allah is providing you. Even I always say, the atheist says that Allah is providing you, whether you bow before Him or not, you worship Him or not, but He is the provider. So this is the main challenge, that people realize that there is one Creator, one God. And there's the main challenge. And when the people realize it, they do accept. I have quite a number of examples whereby the people have accepted that there's the Creator. Once they accepted that there's a Creator, then they accepted the Ahmadiyya community.
And thank you. Also, talking about the Ahmadi community in the UK, is there any particular reason why the headquarters are in the UK?
You see, here in the UK, UK Jamaat is an old Jamaat. Our first mosque was built here in 1924. So it's a well-established Jamaat. When the law was enacted against Ahmadis, and the head of the Ahmadiyya community was stopped doing all the practices or even speak about Islam, then he had to migrate because he could not discharge his duties while sitting there in Rabwa, Pakistan, without the contact of the Ahmadis, neither there in that particular small town nor elsewhere in the world. So they tried to make him idle. So this is why he had to migrate. And once he migrated, then the first choice was that since the community, as I have said, was well established here, so he came here. Here we had better setup. And because even before Pakistan came to existence, before the partition, India was the colony of British. So we had old relations with the British people. And the language barrier was also not in existence. So this is why, instead of going to Germany and learn German and to France to learn French, that it was better decided by the then head of the Ahmadiyya community that he should migrate to London. And secondly, we had very well established community here and better setup here. And this is how, even if we can go to Ghana, people have, even Canadian Prime Minister is inviting me to come and settle there. Ghanaians are saying that I should settle there, but UK is the hub of the whole of the world. You see, here we can better control all our missions and all our activities all across the world.
So it's also a strategic reason.
Yes.
Okay. And what are the relations between the community and the UK government?
We always have good relations with every government, wherever Ahmadis are residing. We are law-abiding people. We say the love of your country is part of your faith. This is why we have good relations with the government and everywhere, every part of the world.
Okay, thank you. I would like you, if you could send a message to humanity, to the human people that are living currently in this world where there are dozens of conflicts, where we have been experiencing the worst refugee crisis since World War II, and where we are experiencing also increasing extremism and increasing violence, what would that message be?
You see, the message is that respect each other and each other's values. Don't play with the religions of others. Don't play with the sentiments of others. Don't be boastful of being superior. All humankind is the same. Caste, color, and creed is nothing. So if you realize this thing, you can peacefully live in the world. So every country should respect other country. Every nation should respect other nation. All the politicians should respect other people. So I don't like what Trump is saying. I think your next question might be about Trump. So if he respects America, Americans will be respected. If he does not, then even small countries will behave in the same way. Whatever he has said about some of the third world countries, that, you see, he used very filthy words about them. And what happened? And he says we should try to bring Norwegians into our country. And what Norwegians now have said? They have used the same word for America.
Yes.
You know it. So
it's been in the news.
Yes. Yeah, yes. So you should respect each other. This is how we can survive. And the common issue is one creator. Believe in one creator. Then it will be okay.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time.